Hello, welcome back to class as we continue in our course Fundamental of Music. The topic for today is vocal training and singing techniques. Last week, we were able to look in-depthly into rhythms. We looked at the definition, the components, and the cultural and historical perspective and modern application and technology use for reading. And today we look into vocal training and singing techniques in music. Many of us actually love to sing, we love to compose everything, but we actually do not take control of our vocal aspect. We do not take control of the vocal aspect um, of our training in terms of music. And there are actually the trainings that we need to do and the techniques we need to use in singing. And that is what we'll be looking into. We will look at the nature, the method, the physiological basis, and techniques of vocal training and singing, while also addressing the challenges and strategies that are necessary to prevent these challenges for vocal health and performance. Vocal training is a vital aspect of music education, encompassing the development and refinement of voice and a musical instrument. Singing techniques, on the other hand, involves the conscious control and application of vocal production to achieve clarity, expression, tone, and endurance. These disciplines are crucial not only for professional singers, but also in order to aim to use their voice effectively in music. Vocal training refers to the systematic practice of exercises and techniques designed to develop the voice for singing. So it's a deliberate, systematic practice of exercise. So we could pick an exercise, practice of exercise and techniques which are designed to develop the voice for singing. The voice is dynamic biological instrument that requires regular conditioning to achieve optimum results. Unlike external instruments, the voice is part of the human body, which makes its training unique and demands a special understanding of anatomy, breath control, and vocal hygiene. What are the primary purposes of vocal training? One, to improve vocal range, stamina, tone, and intonation. Also, it's to increase awareness of vocal mechanism. Furthermore, it's useful for the purpose of fostering expressive artistic singing. And lastly, to prevent vocal strain and damages, whereby we'll be able to strain our vocal cord and damage our voice because you're trying to shout or whatsoever. So it's necessary to do training. Good vocal training helps singers explore and maximize their vocal potential while developing music sensitivity and interpretive skills. We have anatomies and physiologies of voice, and this is actually divided into four systems. We have the respiratory system, we have the phonatory system, we have the articulatory system, and we have the resonatory system. The respiratory system, this is the lungs, the diaphragm, the intercostal muscle and trachea plays a vital role in breath control. Air from the lungs acts as fuel for phonation. The diaphragm, a dome-shaped muscle beneath the lungs, contrasts during inhalation, allowing the lungs to fill with air. And this actually deals with the lungs, it deals with the diaphragm, the intercostal muscle, and the trachea, which plays a important role in breath control. The second one is the phonatory system. The system includes the larynx, which is the voice box, which house the vocal folds, which is vocal cord. Um, and it is very important. It causes the folds to vibrate and produce sounds. Uh, Pitch is altered by varying the tension and length of the vocal cords. The third system is the resonatory system. The resonance shapes the raw sound produced by the vocal cord. So this system shapes the sounds that are produced from or by the vocal cord. Um, and lastly, the articulatory system. This includes the tongue, the lip, the teeth, and the palate, which shapes the vocal sound into recognizable words. Good articulation ensure clarity and intelligibility in singing. You can actually the articulatory system is very, very important. When you call a word, when you are singing and you call a word, when you have a good articulatory system, everything works fine. You'll be able to call words that will be clear and people will be able to understand very well. And there are breathing techniques in singing. You don't just sing. Um, you need to ensure a breath control. And breath control is the foundation of strong vocal technique, directly impacting a singer's ability to sustain notes, execute dynamic shifts, and maintain consistent tone quality. Without proper breath support, singer may struggle with pitch instability, vocal strain, or premature breath exhaustion. There are two aspects of effective breathing that we'll be looking into, which is the diaphragmatic breathing and breath management. The diaphragmatic breathing involves using the lower torso to inhale deeply, allowing the diaphragm to expand the lungs effectively. These techniques increase air supply, reduce throat tension, and improves vocal control. The exercise you can do to actually do this is lying down with a book on your stomach or ribs expansion, which helps to develop this method. The second aspect is the breath management. Breath management focuses on controlling airflow to support steady balance singing. Singers learn to release air gradually to avoid strain or weak tone. Techniques such as easing, lip trill, and siren helps regulate breath, enabling longer phrases, better projection, and expressive vocal dynamics. This helps you to actually sing elongatively, stressing the length of a song, and this helps in singing so well. Tone production and resonance. Tone production is the process of creating vocal sounds through controlled airflow and vocal fold vibration. It begins with proper breath support from the diaphragm, which powers the voice. Factors that influence tone production are the laryngeal position, which is a slightly low, stable larynx, which fosters a warm, rounded tone, while excessive tension creates a strained sound. The other one is the resonance space. This amplification occurs in the pharynx, mouth, and nasal passage. Strategic shaping brightens or darkens tone. And the last one is the vocal closure. Firm but not forced closure produce clarity. Closure Weak closure leads to breathiness, that is, aspirate singing like in jazz. We have common problems that we can actually see in trying to produce sounds, in trying to sing, and these are the vocal knobs, which are callus-like growth on the vocal fold. resulting from repeated strain or misuse. We also have the vocal polyps, which are the softer blister-like swelling that can appear from a single traumatic vocal event or ongoing strain. Another one is the hemorrhage. This is where a blood vessel bursts, leading to immediate voice loss and requiring urgent rest and care. And the last one is hoarseness, which is a rough or breathy vocal quality, which is often a warning sign of vocal strain or fatigue. What are the preventive measures you have to put in place to solve this common problem? The first one is the hydration. The first one, hydration. You have to keep yourself hydrated, drinking enough water. The second one is avoiding irritants, which is like substances like tobacco, smoking, excessive caffeine, and alcohol. So you need to avoid them. The third one is the vocal rest. In periods of vocal stress or after extensive use, you need to rest. You need to let your voice rest and not shouting around. And the last one is warm up and cool down. Incorporating warm ups and cool downs into daily practice routine is another essential measure, which is very important in voice training. Conclusively, we've been able to look into vocal trainings and singing techniques in music. We've explored the nature, the method, physiological basis, and techniques of vocal training and singing, while also addressing the challenges and strategies for vocal health and performance. I believe you will be able to go through the notes and look at the major things for better clarification where necessary. The next topic we'll be having is musical form and analysis in music. Musical form and analysis in music. Take care of yourself. Bye.